Good evening, everyone. Topic of today's session is explore investment opportunity with bonds. For this, we have invited Mr. Abhinav Prasad, National at Tipsons Group. Now, I would like to request sir to take this session forward. Over to you, sir.
And thank you, each one of you, for sparing time for this webinar. And today we'll be talking about the basics of the bond market and how we execute deals in the secondary bond market and how we do it in the primary bond market and all. So I'll run down through the presentation. It will be a combination of both Hindi and English. If you have any questions, you can note down the question, and at the end of the meeting, we can have the Q&A session, and then we'll answer all the questions. Okay. So we move forward on it. So a little brief on the Tipsons Group. Like, I work for the Tipsons Group, and it is almost 33-year-old group in the market. Started in 1993. It is one of the largest debt house or a bond house in the capital market. And previously we were working on the institutional side, and from past few years we have started the retail distribution channel as well. So we have got a wide branch network across India and all. So we are category 1 merchant bankers also, so we deal in primary market as well as the secondary market in the bond segment. So if we go through the bond market structure which is there in India, prevalent in India, is basically the primary market and the secondary market. So primary market bhi hai, secondary market bhi hai. Primary market wherein the companies come in and raise money in the form of bonds or in the form of debt instruments. So basically there are two categories of issuance which happen. One is the public issues which are there, wherein the company file the prospectus with the SEBI, get the approval and all, and then they come up with a public issue where the issue opens for all categories of investor, and clients fill in the form and apply through ASBA and then invest into bond. Then allotment happens through the RTA process, and then the bond get listed on the exchanges, and then the trading happens. So this is the public issue. Then there are private placement, wherein the private placement approvals are being taken and it is circulated within the limited set of clients, and then the clients book the deals for the private placements and all, and then on the listing day they get the allotment in their demat accounts. So basically the fund can be raised in the form of debt in two forms. One is the public issue and second one is the private placement in primary market. When the bond get listed, then all trading happens between the clients and all, and it happens on the BSE and NSE platforms, and the client buys among themselves. Before that, in primary market, the bonds are bought directly from the issuer. So this is basically a broad structure which is available in the Indian capital market, the primary and the secondary. Now we move forward on the concept of bond. So what is a bond? A bond is a type of investment that represent a loan between a borrower and a lender. So when somebody is borrowing money or a corporate is borrowing money, they issue a debt instrument which is known as bond. So it is for a certain specific period and with a predefined coupon rate which is there. So this is a bond defined in nature. So to understand this entire thing in the form of example, we'll take example like UPPCL is there, Uttar Pradesh Power Corporation is there, and if they want to raise 200 crores for 5 years, so how they will design these structure? If they want to raise 200 crores, they decided that each bond will have a face value of 10 lakh rupees. 10 lakh rupees units, so there will be 2000 units or 2000 bonds which will be issued to the customers. So they will come up with a public issue or a private placement, and then the clients will apply in that issue, and the allotment happens, and they get the credit of bonds in their demat account. So we'll go further and understand few more terminologies which are being used in the bond segment. So face value, which is a very important thing to understand. Whenever somebody is buying a bond, they should know the face value which the bond is being offered, because on the maturity of the bond, you get the face value back from the issuer. So whenever the maturity happens, the face value, it is not the market value, it is the face value which comes back to the customers or the client's bank account. It is very important, and all the benefits of the bonds are calculated on the face value. So in this case, UPPCL is issuing a bond with a face value of 10 lakh rupees. So this we need to understand. The face value is predefined in a bond. The second important terminology is the coupon rate. Coupon rate is the rate at which the interest is being paid to the client through a regular interval or on maturity. There could be different frequencies of paying interest. It could be the monthly, it could be quarterly, it could be half yearly, it could be annual, it could be cumulative. So like in this case, the coupon rate is 9.95. So 9.95 will always be calculated on the face value of bond. It will never be calculated on the market price of the bond. It will be calculated on the face value of bond. So if the bond face value is 10 lakh rupees and coupon is 9.95, the client will get 99,500 rupees as an annual interest payment in this case. And this will be calculated on the face value. So we move on to the next thing. Then there is a maturity. Every bond except perpetual bonds have a fixed maturity period. So what is a maturity? It is a length of time until the bonds become due for principal payment. Whenever a bonds get matured, the final face value of the bond will be paid to the client. So in this case, if the bond is getting issued for 5 years, so we have taken this as suppose 31st March 2027 is the maturity date. The client will get the payment on this date. So it is predefined in case of bonds, except perpetual bonds. Then there are credit rating. Whenever a company is coming up with an issue in the market to raise money in the form of debt instruments, they need to get the credit rating done of that instrument. And then they have to release that credit rating for the awareness, for the information to the investor. Like if somebody is investing into bond, they should know what is the credit rating. So among the credit rating, AAA is considered to be the highest rating. Then comes AA, then single A, then triple B, and these things. So up till triple B plus is considered as a investable grade. So below triple B, it is not considered as an investable grade. So in this case, if the bond is triple A, then it is supposed to be the highest safety in that bond. Okay. So it is mandatory for the companies which are the credit rating done for their instruments. And the concept of bond, three, one can be discount, be traded at premium. So if somebody is investing in bond, the yield concept become very important. So if anybody investing in bonds, all decisions are being taken on the yield rather than on price. So very important, yield can also be considered as a return on investment, or the returns you get, or a simple yield, or a coupon, or a buying price on that. What is the return you get on your investment? So if a bond is traded at par, if the face value is 1,000 rupees and bond is trading at 1,000 rupees and the coupon rate is 10%. So like I told you, the coupon will be based on the bond face value. So what the interest amount that you will get in this case? So 10% of 1,000 rupees will be 100 rupees. So you will get 100 rupees by investing 1,000 rupees. You are buying at the par value, at the face value of the bond at 1,000 rupees. So your simple yield on investment or simple yield on investment would be 10%. You are getting 100 rupees against 1,000 rupees. We take another scenario where the bond is getting traded on the discount. So if the face value of bond is 1,000 rupees and it is trading at 800 rupees, so bond is trading at discount. Now you are buying the bond at 800 rupees and still you are getting 100 rupees as the interest against that, because interest is not paid on the market value, it is paid on the face value. So if the coupon rate is 10%, you will get 100 rupees in this case. If the bond is trading at discount, your yield is higher than the coupon rate. So if bond is trading at par, your yield will be at par with the coupon rate. But if the bond is trading at discount, your yield will be slightly higher than the coupon rate. But if a bond is trading at premium, say if a 1,000 rupee bond is trading at 1,200 rupees, Now you are investing 1200 rupees and you will again get the rate of interest or a coupon rate on the face value, which is again you will get 100 rupees as a interest for investing. So now you have invested 1200 rupees and you are getting 100 rupees as interest. So your simple yield becomes 8.33. So whenever a bond is trading at a premium, your yields will be lower than the coupon rate. So these are the basic three important scenarios which you need to understand while investing in bonds. These are only three possible scenarios which are available in the bond trading. Moving on to the next slide. So what are the instruments which are being traded as bonds? So there are categories of bonds which are being traded on the exchange. So one is the bank bonds, wherein you get the tier 1 bonds and tier 2 bonds. Then you have PSU bonds, the bonds which are being issued by the public sector undertakings. There could be tax-free bond, taxable bond. They can be, they have the lowest credit risk and all. Then there are government securities or government bond like GSEC and state development loans, which are SDL, known as SDLs. Then there are corporate bonds issued by private corporates. Then NBFC bonds, bond issued by the non-banking finance companies. And then there are government guaranteed bonds. So there are bonds on which the government issue unconditional and irrevocable guarantee for the interest repayment and principal repayment. So those bonds are called the government guaranteed bonds. So these are the major categories of bonds which are being traded on the exchange. Now understand the bond hierarchy. So if a bond is issued, it can be secured or an unsecured bond. Okay. So if we say that if a bond is secured, so there can be one more notch can be added to this, senior secured bond. So there is a senior secured bond, then there is a secured bond, then unsecured bond, and then perpetual bonds. So whenever any thing happens with the company and the company is getting liquidated, so senior secured bonds will get the priority over the other category of bonds. The settlement will happen for the senior secured bonds in first stage, then it will happen for the secured bond, then it will happen for the unsecured bond, and then for the perpetual bond, and then for equity stakeholders and all. So basically, if somebody is buying a senior secured bond, if anything happens to the company, the first settlement that will happen with the senior secured bonds. So while investing into bonds, you should also see that if you are investing in a bond, in which category it falls, whether it is a senior bond, it is a secured bond, or it is an unsecured bond, or a perpetual category bond. So what are the benefits of investing into fixed income instruments? So first, the most important is the income predictability. When you are investing into bond, you know in advance that there are prefix date on which the interest will be released every month or every quarter or half yearly or annually. So you know the dates in advance, and you also know the cash flow that will come into your bank account because the coupon rate is being paid on the face value. So face value is remain fixed throughout the tenure of the bond. So if the face value is 1000 rupees and the coupon is 10%, you will get 100 rupees and it will be predefined. If it is an annual payment, the date will be announced in advance, or it is mentioned in the bond structure that you will get the interest on this particular date every year. So the cash flows are known to you in advance, so it becomes very easable. It become very predictable that what income you are going to get this financial year or this year. Now, the second point is the safety. Depending upon the credit rating, bonds can offer you a high degree of certainty that the interest and principal repayment will be received in full if the bond is held till maturity. So, again, depending upon the risk appetite, the client can decide on the credit rating on in which he wants to. If somebody wants to go into the PSU category bonds, so there generally you will find AAA rated and government backed securities. So there the higher safety is there. Apart from there, then there are corporates also issuing AAA bonds like HDFC Bank and other L&T and all big corporates issuing AAA rated bonds. Then there are AA rated and single A rated bonds. The moment you dilute the credit rating, higher will be the coupon rate. In AAA, the coupon rate will be in the range of say 7%. If you go to AA, it will be 8.5 kind of a thing. If you go in a single A, it can be 9%, 10%, or even higher. So depending upon the credit rating, you get the coupon rate as well. So highest the rating, higher will be the safety in bonds. So then there is diversification which is available. So debt as an asset class, if you are investing into debt, so yes, diversification happen because one says that there is a famous saying that you should not keep all your eggs in one basket. So this is a way to reduce your portfolio risk, the risk inherent in your combined investment holdings. So if you are investing into bonds, so that there is a certainty of getting the regular returns on that in the form of interest and all. So yes, debt becomes the diversification tool for the entire portfolio holdings. Then there is a wide range of choice which is available. So it can be into like different credit ratings, AAA, AA, single A. Then issuer wise choices. You can invest into PSU bonds. You can invest into NBFC bond. You can invest into G-Secs. You can invest into corporate bonds. You can invest into other categories of bonds. So there are wide range which is available. And then there are different maturities, different tenures which are also available. And then there are bonds having different frequencies of interest payment, like monthly, quarterly, half yearly, annual. So the choice become very big. So yes, the customer has the very big choice or wider range of choice to invest in. Benefit is the into assets. Like if anything happens to the company again, so before the equity stakeholders get anything, the payment will be done to the bondholders. So yes, definitely as compared to equity stakeholders, the bondholders have a high priority claim to the assets if anything happens to the company. Investment decision parameters. So like there are few parameters on which the investment in bonds is being taken. Decision in investment in bonds is being taken. So like it is the return expectation, what kind of returns you are expecting from your investment. If you want to go into bonds, you get returns in the range of 7. Kind of a thing. Then what is the investment?
So
Like somebody
sorry to
wants to
interrupt
invest
you.
for 3 years, 5 years. Yes, yes.
So actually, your voice is breaking.
This is breaking.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You might have network
Is
issue
it better
network.
now?
Yes, sir.
Is it better now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. So if we talk about the investment horizon, yes. So the investment horizon is also very important. If anybody wants to invest for say 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, the bonds are available for all the maturities and all. Depending upon the requirement, one can select the bond with the matching requirements and all. And then the risk appetite again with the credit rating and this thing. The client wants to have a higher risk, then they will be rewarded with the higher coupon rate. If they want to be conservative and go for AAA rated instrument, then they get the lower coupon rate. Then the bond selection happens. So these are the basic parameters which are being considered while making a decision for investment into bonds. So moving on to the next slide, what are the steps that are involved in execution of trade process or execution or buying of bonds? So one needs to complete the KYC, one needs to give the copy of PAN card, the address proof, the copy of CML, and a cancelled check from which account the funds will be transferred. So generally all the trades are being settled on BSC ICCL platform. So client will transfer the money to the exchange through RTGS, and then the UTR number is being shared, and then we update this thing to the ICCL, and then ICCL in the same day settles the trade and give the credit of securities to the customer's demat account. So like if somebody completes the KYC, select the bond, he will get a deal note. Deal note is equivalent to a contract note in equity trading. So on that deal note, you will get the entire calculation. What is the total out money that to be paid to the exchange, and on the settlement day the client need to transfer that money to the exchange through RTGS, and then the settlement happen in the evening. The credit of security is being given to the client's demat account. Okay, so this very simple process, and one time KYC is required. Client need not give the documents every time he is coming for investment. Once he gives the documents, it is done. So then he can invest for the lifetime. From the taxation point of view, the interest income on the bonds is being clubbed with your regular income and taxed accordingly. Then definitely there can be a short-term capital gain or short-term capital loss, or a long-term capital gain, long-term capital loss. So if there are capital gains, so yes, the short-term capital gain is clubbed with your income, and the long-term capital gain is being taxed at 12.5%, which is there. Okay. So this is all from my side. It was very brief and all. Now you can put up your questions and we'll answer accordingly.
थैंक यू सर। अब वक्त है क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर राउंड का। मैं सभी पार्टिसिपेंट से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि वो अपना क्वेश्चन चैट बॉक्स में टाइप करके पूछ सकते हैं, और एल्स आप अपना हैंड भी रेज कर सकते हैं, मैं आपको अनम्यूट करने का एक्सेस दे दूंगा। रोहित जी, आप अपना सवाल पूछ सकते हैं।
रोहित जी अनम्यूट अनम्यूट कर लीजिए अपने आप।
Yeah, good evening to you. Can you hear me?
हाँ,
यस
yes,
सर।
yes, yes, Rohit ji, yes.
Yeah, good evening to you, and thank you for a great session. I have 3, 4 questions.
Yes.
First, starting with the point, under what conditions a bond will be available on discount? Like, what are the red flags for a bond which is available on discount?
Okay, so I'll answer this question. Like if bond is trading, say if the bond got issued at 8%, okay. So if a bond is issued at 8% and currently there is a change in interest rate, okay. If
So
there is a
there is a rise in
change
interest
in
rate.
interest rate, if there is a change in interest rate and the interest rate the
Can't
rates
hear
are
you, sir.
7%, or bond is also trading at 7%. Okay, so if interest rates goes up, so then there will be a decline in the prices of bonds, so that the yield of the bonds matches with the current market rate. So then the bond can be traded at a discount. Apart from that, there can be other reasons as well. There might be some financial thing, or might be demand and supply is also one of the important factor where the bonds get traded at discount.
So it is not necessary that if the bond is being re-rated or downgraded, then only it will be available on discount.
It is not only downgraded or re-rated, then only it will trade at discount. This is not the only factor.
Okay. So question number 2, if I have purchased a bond on, say, a premium, say I have purchased a bond with face value of 1,000 at 1,200. So
Okay.
when the bond matures, the maturity value for will be 1,000 only, though I have
1,000
purchased
rupees.
at 1,200.
Yes, yes, yes. So whenever a yield is calculated, what I told you in this presentation, that whenever we are investing, we take decision on the yield basis. So when we are calculating a yield of a bond, we take it into the all the cash flows, like the interest rate that is being credited to your bank account, and on maturity you will get the face value. So that every cash flow is being taken care of while calculating the yield. So it is not purely on the interest rate and the price, it is the cash flows that you are going to get over a period of time till maturity. So based on that, the yield is calculated. So it is being taken care of while calculating the yield. So whenever you are investing, go for the yield. What is the yield that is applicable on that bond?
Yeah. So even though my yield is being calculated at the procurement price, that is the purchase price, but my redemption is always at the face value only.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
so
third question is,
while calculating yield, the face value is being taken care of. That you will get instead of 1,200 rupees, you are getting 1,000 rupees on maturity. That is being taken care of in the yield calculation.
with the higher yield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So my third question is that since you are saying if a bond is held for 12 months, I presume this is a listed bond.
Listed
So
bond,
it
yes.
is, yeah, beyond 12 months, it is being taxed at 12.5% as an
Yes.
equity.
Yes.
Sir, I think that provision might not be correct because this is a debt instrument. How can it be taxed after 12 months as equity? Either the holding period will be longer. It must be
No, sir.
24 months on a listed bond.
For bonds, it is 12.5%. If you go through any debt instrument, you can Google it, sir. You will find that on debt instruments which are traded and listed. So if somebody is holding it for more than 12 months, you get 12.5% as the long-term capital gain.
Okay, fine. Fine. And one last question, if you could like to take. Hello, can you hear me?
हाँ, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. So is there a linkage between the rating and the period for which I want to hold a bond? Say, what I mean to say is if a bond is is rated as A, and I want
Hmm.
to hold this, its holding period or maturity period is 3 years away.
Hmm.
Then does it make sense to hold it longer because it is rated lower than a triple A? Or I mean, is there a relationship between the holding period and the rating?
No, no, no. There is no relationship as such because A-rated bond can be for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. There can be different maturities. So it is up to like you. If your investment objective is to invest for 3 years, go for 3 year maturity of a bond. So if you want higher coupon rate, then you have to invest in A category bond. Otherwise, you can go for double A or a triple A papers as well. So there is no linkage between the credit rating and the tenure of the bond.
Okay, understood. Fine. Thank you so much for taking the
Yeah.
questions. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So any other questions?
Puneet ji, you can ask your questions.
यस पुनीत जी, आप क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं.
सर एक छोटा सा सवाल था. आज की डेट
हाँ.
में जो AA रेटेड पेपर है वो अराउंड 7% के आसपास में मिल रहा है और एफडी भी मोर और लेस इसके आसपास ही मिल रही है. तो व्हाई शुड आई गो विद बॉन्ड इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ एफडी?
तो सर मैं इसको आंसर करता हूं. पहला तो सर जो अभी काफी कुछ इंटरेस्ट रेट कट हुए मार्केट में, तो एफडीज पे, कॉर्पोरेट एफडीज एज वेल एज बैंक एफडीज में काफी इंपैक्ट आया. बट बॉन्ड्स में सर यील्ड्स उतना अभी ड्रॉप नहीं हुए. सो अगर आप अभी ट्रिपल ए रेटेड बॉन्ड देखेंगे तो वो आपको 7%, 7.25% की रेंज में मिलेगा. एंड अगर आप डबल ए रेटेड बॉन्ड्स देखेंगे तो वो आपको 8.5, 9 काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग में मिल जाएगा. सो अगर मैं बात करूं, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट गारंटीड बॉन्ड्स है, वहां पे अभी भी 9.25 का यील्ड अभी भी सर अवेलेबल है with the maturities of 2029, 2030, 31, 32. So 9.25 kind of a yield state government guaranteed bonds में available. So अगर आप डबल ए रेटेड में जाना चाहते हैं तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट गारंटीड बॉन्ड्स कैटेगरी में जाएं, जहां पे अनकंडीशनल और इररिवोकेबल गारंटी होती है स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की फॉर रीपेमेंट ऑफ एवरीथिंग. सो आप उस कैटेगरी में इन्वेस्ट करें, आपको 9% का यील्ड आराम से मिल जाएगा.
ओके. एंड व्हाट अबाउट म्यूचुअल फंड बॉन्ड्स? अगर कंपेयर करें म्यूचुअल फंड बॉन्ड्स के साथ.
सर म्यूचुअल फंड्स में और बॉन्ड्स में आपको फर्क क्या मिलेगा? आप म्यूचुअल फंड्स में अगर डेट कैटेगरी में इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हैं, देन यू हैव टू सिलेक्ट अ फंड इन एडवांस, जहां पे जो आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट में कि आप लो ड्यूरेशन में जा रहे हैं या मॉडरेट ड्यूरेशन में जा रहे हैं या हाई ड्यूरेशन में जा रहे हैं. सो जैसा रिक्वायरमेंट है आप उस तरीके के फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट करेंगे. वहां आप एक पोर्टफोलियो में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. सो फर्क आता है आपको लिक्विडिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. एक फर्क आता है. लिक्विडिटी क्या है? म्यूचुअल फंड्स में यू कैन एनी डे पुट अ रिडम्पशन, यू विल गेट द मनी बैक. बट म्यूचुअल फंड्स पे क्या होगा, जो पोर्टफोलियो यील्ड होगी वो आपको 7-8% के रेंज में मिलेगी. देन आपको उसमें जो है फंड मैनेजमेंट चार्ज या जो है फंड जो अपना फी एफएमसी लगता है वो आ जाएगा. तो आप पोर्टफोलियो यील्ड देखेंगे, एफएमसी अप्लाई करेंगे तो रिटर्न्स विल बी स्लाइटली लोअर देन व्हाट बॉन्ड इज. अगर आप किसी इंडिविजुअल बॉन्ड में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं तो आपको रिटर्न्स थोड़ा सुपीरियर मिलेंगे.
ओके, गॉट इट. थैंक यू.
Pradeep sir, answering to your questions, yes, we can buy bonds through Nivesh platform. You can connect with your RM for any further queries. Sir, we have a question from Shivani Bagel that what is the cutoff to get the bond on the same day price? How someone can book the bond for a particular day price?
एक मिनट, जस्ट अ सेकंड. हाँ, एक मिनट प्लीज, आप क्वेश्चन रिपीट करेंगे?
So question is, what is the cutoff date to get the bond on the same day price, and how someone can book the bond for a particular day price?
ओके. सो डेली मॉर्निंग में जो है कोट्स रिलीज होते हैं. सो ये कोट्स आपको पास आ जाते हैं. कोट्स जब आते हैं, सो आपके पास जो है सेम डे अगर T+0 पे डील बुक करना है तो आप 12, 12:30 बजे तक डील बुक कर सकते हैं कि T+0 सेम डे सेटलमेंट चाहिए. बट अगर जो है आपको T+1 पे भी सेम प्राइस पे आपको बॉन्ड मिल सकता है। आज जो प्राइस आपके पास आया, आपने जो है कस्टमर का केवाईसी किया एंड देन आपने बोला ये बॉन्ड का डील मेरे को ब्लॉक करना है। सो वो जो है आपको एक टेंटेटिव कैलकुलेशन आएगा जहां पे कि आपको क्या ऑब्लिगेशन आएगी एक्सचेंज को, वो कैलकुलेशन शीट आपको टेंटेटिव मिलती है। एंड देन जब आप कंफर्म करते हो कि हाँ दिस आई एम ओके विद दिस कैलकुलेशन और आई वांट टू एग्जीक्यूट दिस ट्रांजैक्शन, तो फिर वो आपको T+1 का एक डील नोट मिल जाता है। फिर आपको नेक्स्ट डे वो थ्रू आरटीजीएस सेम प्राइस जो आज का प्राइस है उसी पे ही आपको डील नोट कल का जनरेट हो जाता है। तो प्राइस आपका ब्लॉक हो गया, कल वो फंड आप थ्रू आरटीजीएस ट्रांसफर करेंगे आईसीसीएल प्लेटफॉर्म पे, एंड सेम डे आपको शाम को एक्सचेंज से जो है क्रेडिट ऑफ बॉन्ड जो है आपके डीमैट अकाउंट में या कस्टमर के डीमैट अकाउंट में चला जाएगा। सो आप आज के डेट में प्राइस ब्लॉक कर सकते हैं कल के लिए भी। आप T+1 T+2 दो ऑप्शन आप ले सकते हो, या T+0 अगर 12 बजे से पहले आप कर रहे हो तो T+0 भी ले सकते हो, वरना आप T+1 विच इज कन्वीनियंट टी प्लस, क्योंकि क्लाइंट का भी केवाईसी आप करोगे एंड ऑल। सो प्राइस में आपको फर्क नहीं आ रहा है तो आप T+1 या T+2 में भी डील कर सकते हो। सब्जेक्ट टू वो ट्रेडिंग डे होना चाहिए, सैटरडे संडे या एक्सचेंज ऑफ नहीं होना चाहिए, तो आप ट्रेड एग्जीक्यूट कर सकते हो। आई होप आई हैव आंसर्ड द क्वेश्चन। कोई और क्वेश्चन आपका?
ओके सर।
सर एक छोटी सी क्वेरी पूछना चाहूंगा आपसे।
हाँ, यस यस, पूछिए सर।
बेसिकली इसकी अवेयरनेस अभी मार्केट में बहुत 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 कम है, तो चूंकि ये केवल और केवल डीमेट में ही मिलते हैं, तो
हाँ
ऐसे क्लाइंट जो एफडीज में बहुत इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, उनको कन्वर्ट करने के लिए कुछ आपके पास अगर
सर,
टूल हो।
अवेयरनेस डेफिनेटली रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स में सर अभी काफी बढ़ी है। रीजन क्या है सर, पहले आप अभी भी आप देखो तो बॉन्ड मार्केट इक्विटी मार्केट से बड़ा है सर, किसी भी कंट्री में। इंडिया में भी
आई आई
बॉन्ड
दैट आई नो, मैं रिटेल की बात कर रहा हूँ सर।
मार्केट इक्विटी मार्केट से बड़ा है सर। अगर आप ग्लोबली देखोगे तो डेट मार्केट इक्विटी, पहले इंस्टीट्यूशनल प्लेयर्स ज्यादा थे, अभी सर रिटेल पार्टिसिपेंट्स जो है वो काफी बढ़ गए। सो अब लोग अवेयरनेस बढ़ी है, लोग खुद डायरेक्टली बॉन्ड्स बाई कर रहे हैं, और उनको ये डिफरेंस इन कॉर्पोरेट एफडीज और बॉन्ड समझ में आता भी। एक सर ने क्वेश्चन भी पूछा था कि कॉर्पोरेट एफडीज या बैंक एफडीज में मेरे को अगर 7% बॉन्ड्स में हायर यील्ड्स, अगर आप स्टेट गवर्नमेंट गारंटीड बॉन्ड्स पे जाते हो तो आपको 9% एंड जैसा मिल जाता है, तो 9% इज ऑलमोस्ट 200 बेसिस पॉइंट्स हायर देन 7%। सो वो एक एडवांटेज है। तो ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग लोगों की बढ़ रही है, लोगों का रिस्क एपिटाइट भी इंप्रूव हुआ है। जैसे लोग पैसा इक्विटी में डाल रहे हैं तो दे अंडरस्टैंड कि अगर मैं अपना क्रेडिट रिस्क जो है थोड़ा सा बेहतर करूंगा तो देन आई विल गेट अ वेरी गुड रिटर्न ऑन बॉन्ड्स। बॉन्ड्स में क्या एक और डिफरेंस, मेजर डिफरेंस आता है सर, जब भी डाउन ट्रेंड सिनेरियो है, सो अगर आप लॉन्ग टर्म बॉन्ड्स में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं तो जब भी इंटरेस्ट रेट कट होगा तो आपको कैपिटल गेन का अपॉर्चुनिटी बनेगा, क्योंकि आपके बॉन्ड पे जो है इंटरेस्ट रेट कट हुआ, सो आपके बॉन्ड का प्राइस जो है वो इंप्रूव करेगा। सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम इंटरेस्ट इनकम देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ गेटिंग अ कैपिटल गेन एज वेल, अगर आप मेच्योरिटी से पहले उसमें ट्रांजैक्ट करते हैं। तो एफडी में क्या है, आपने इन्वेस्ट किया एंड आपको इंटरेस्ट इनकम ही हो सकती है, देयर इज नो पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ कैपिटल गेन। So with bonds, there is an opportunity of interest income as well as the capital gain.
व्हाट अबाउट द टीडीएस?
Falling in the market. और अभी ये सर आप कुछ पूछ रहे हैं?
व्हाट अबाउट द टीडीएस? कैन वी फिल 15GH?
सर टीडीएस एप्लीकेबल है बॉन्ड्स पे सर, वो तो रहता है इंटरेस्ट पे, टीडीएस एप्लीकेबल है।
कैन वी फिल 15G और H फॉर दैट?
हाँ, 15G और H आप सबमिट कर सकते हो सर। सो जो बॉन्ड का जो जो भी आरटीए रजिस्ट्रार एंड ट्रांसफर एजेंट है, जो भी कंपनी उसको मैनेज कर रही है, देन यू नीड टू सबमिट दी 15G और 15H डिक्लेरेशन विद दी आरटीए। सो वो आप आरटीए को दोगे, देन देयर विल बी नो फर्दर टीडीएस डिडक्शन।
ओके, उसमें अगर कोई सपोर्ट की रिक्वायरमेंट हो तो आपकी तरफ से मिल सकता है?
हाँ, वो आरटीए एड्रेस वगैरह मिल जाएगा सर, वो क्लाइंट को अपने आईडी से उनको भेजना पड़ता है। सो जो रजिस्टर्ड ईमेल आईडी उनके डीमैट में होगी, वो उससे आरटीए को वो भेजेंगे।
ओके, गॉट इट।
If any participants have any questions, you can ask the questions right now.
इसमें सर जब आप लोग क्लाइंट से बात करेंगे या आप लोग फर्दर शेयर करेंगे तो इसमें आप जो कोई अगर पहली बार बॉन्ड्स में इन्वेस्ट करने आ रहा है, सो अगर वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट गारंटी बॉन्ड्स में आता है तो उसको एक तो यील्ड अच्छी मिल रही है, प्लस कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप होता है इकोसिस्टम पे कि बॉन्ड्स में भी रिटर्न्स बनते हैं, बैंक से बेहतर रिटर्न्स मिलते हैं. सो दे कैन स्टार्ट विद अ लिटिल एक्सपोजर टू दी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट गारंटीड बॉन्ड्स, एंड देन स्लोली दे कैन, अगर उनका रिस्क एपेटाइट थोड़ा बेटर आता है, दे कैन इन्वेस्ट इनटू हायर कूपन बॉन्ड्स जहां पे आपको 11.5 काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग भी मिलता है इन ए रेटेड, ए प्लस रेटेड बॉन्ड्स में. सो पोर्टफोलियो में डाइवर्सिफिकेशन एक पॉइंट में एक्सप्लेन कर रहा था कि पोर्टफोलियो डाइवर्सिफिकेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो हम लोग सारा पैसा इक्विटी या म्यूचुअल फंड्स या किसी भी एक सर्टेन एसेट क्लास में नहीं इन्वेस्ट करते, उसको डाइवर्सिफाई करते. तो जब डाइवर्सिफाई करते हैं तो देन वी इन्वेस्ट इन इक्विटी, वी इन्वेस्ट इन गोल्ड, वी इन्वेस्ट इन डेट, वी इन्वेस्ट इन रियल एस्टेट, वी इन्वेस्ट इन इंश्योरेंस प्रोडक्ट्स. सो यस, आपका पोर्टफोलियो डाइवर्सिफिकेशन होना चाहिए. तो डेट बिकम दी वन ऑफ द इंपॉर्टेंट एसेट क्लास फॉर डाइवर्सिफिकेशन.
Thank you everyone for joining with us, and thank you sir also for joining with us. Thank you.